All right, Mr. Schwarze, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Greg Schwarze. I am currently a county board member in District 6, and District 6 covers Carroll Stream, it covers Hanover Park, it covers Bartlett, it covers West Chicago, it covers a part of Wheaton, it covers Winfield, Warrenville, even a little bit of Aurora and St. Charles. I've been on the county board since 2020. Prior to that, I was a village trustee in Carroll Stream for 13 and a half years, so I have 15 and a half years of municipal government experience. I spent 28 and a half years as a career firefighter paramedic. I just retired about 10 months ago or so. I'm married to Julia, and I have 4 beautiful daughters, all in their younger to upper 20s. And I do live in Carroll Stream, and I'm excited to be running for re-election.
And would you like to say what previous experiences made you stand out?
Sure. Obviously, being in local government for 13 and a half years as a Carroll Stream Village trustee is obviously a good parameter for my experience, and I stayed in that position for a really long time because I think local government is so important. You get to do really good things for the people, and you know, it kind of takes the partisan stuff out of the way, which I think is really important. It's really just about doing good things for people. But public service is corny as this sounds. Public service is really valuable to me, and that's why I do what I do. I've been a Rotarian, I've been a Lion Club member, I've taught Sunday school, I've done youth sports coaching. I'm currently on the board of trustees for Western DuPage Special Recreation Association, which is recreation programs for special needs people. And obviously, being a firefighter paramedic is a sort of a public service sort of job in itself. And not only did I do the firefighter paramedic stuff, but I was the public education coordinator for the Carroll Stream Fire District for 17 years. So I went into the schools and I taught school kids, and I talked to senior citizens, and I talked to businesses, and I just really like interacting with the public, and I really like being able to do good things.
Awesome, thank you so much. So what specifically motivated you to run for the board?
Really, I kind of just answered that. Yes,
Yeah.
I kind of just said, but you know what? I think the value of being able to do good things is just, it's so rewarding, and not everything you do is like glamorous. You know, obviously you can do certain things here and there that get a lot of recognition for whatever reason, but it's even the little things that are just so rewarding. And look, I don't consider myself a politician, even though I'm kind of in politics. I kind of consider myself a public servant, but inherently, just being in politics, there's some stressors. The partisan stuff, sometimes can be stressful, and having to run for election can be stressful. People get mad at you at times because you're the ones that make the decisions, and rightfully so. Sometimes you're not going to make everybody happy, but the rewards are so valuable. And for instance, like I said, not everything is glamorous. I had a resident up in West Chicago. He needed his guardrail that protected his house from cars flying into his house because he lived on a T intersection. A semi hit it, 6 months ago, and nobody fixed it. So he started making some calls. Eventually, I got the call. 3 weeks later, his guardrail's fixed. So as minor as that sounds, it's I got to do something good for that person, and that's why I do it, and that's why I want to run for re-election. There's so much more I want to do, and again, it's just very rewarding. So, thanks.
So, if elected, what are your 2 goals that you hope to accomplish?
Well, I will say that in the short 2 years I've been on the county board, I'm very blessed to have accomplished a lot. And I know that's not your question, but it's shocking how much you can get done if someone just really puts their heart and soul into it. So a couple of things that I'd like to continue working on is that I think is very important, and certainly at the county level. We've been hearing a lot over the last certainly last 2 years and maybe even longer than that, just about making sure we have fair and free and equitable elections, reliable, trustworthy. And we actually have a wonderful county clerk right now that has done an amazing job making sure we have the equipment needed to provide, and the rules in place to provide free and fair elections. Because you know what, if I don't win re-election, that's okay as long as it's fair. And we all just want that. We all just want to be able to have confidence in our election system. So one of my goals is to continue, just kind of keeping an eye on making sure our county is providing free and fair elections, because we have to have that. And then the other thing that is really important to me, and I'm not on the environmental committee, but we really need, as elected officials, all across the spectrum, from the federal government all the way, really even down to park district stuff, we need to focus on the environment on every single item that we talk about. I mean, is there a way to help protect the environment? A lot of it's money related. It costs money to switch over from gasoline-powered vehicles to electric vehicles. It costs money to put solar panels on buildings. But in the long run, those changes will actually save money, and it's certainly a very, very valuable topic to discuss. We want to make sure we leave this place safe and healthy for our kids and our grandkids. So my philosophy is every single decision I make, whether it's an environmental committee decision or not, it could be deciding to buy electric vehicles for the sheriff's department. It could which is a sheriff's department budget thing. So everything we do, we have, as an elected official, we have to start thinking about our environment. So
thank you. So a quarter of students at Wheaton Mobile South High School are considered low income. I would imagine this number could grow with the current inflation crisis. So what are your specific plans to assist low income or disadvantaged families in DuPage County?
Sure. One of the committees I'm currently on, I'm the vice chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, which is like the social services arm of the county. So anybody that needs help, anybody in need that needs help, is going to reach out to the Health and Human Services Committee and our department, that department. One of the things that we did when we were starting to receive the ARPA money, the ARPA is the money that the federal government has given us in 2021 to be able to combat the COVID virus, because COVID obviously took a toll financially on so many people, so many businesses. So we as a county received about $180 million to be able to use for combating the COVID crisis, whatever that may be, vaccinations and health and stuff like that, but also business, also monetary things. People lost jobs, as you guys may know. Businesses went out of business. The mental health portion of our community has needed more help than ever because of COVID. So we earmarked $10 million specifically in the Health and Human Services, but we specifically earmarked it toward hunger, mental and behavioral health, and then homelessness. So that's a huge thing that we did, because there's so many charitable organizations out there that we could have given this money to, but we wanted to make a dent. $10 million sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but it's going to be a lot more if we're limiting what we're using that for. So we're currently handing that out now to different organizations who do help those in need of homes. But the last thing I want to say, which is kind of not necessarily a new idea, but it's a new idea from the county, and that's to be able to possibly give tax breaks to builders and or rent apartment building owners, to, if they use some of their allocated space for low income housing, lower prices, maybe we can give them discounts on taxes. Maybe we can waive their building and construction fees and things like that, so to get more low priced housing in town.
And is there anything else you'd like to share with the voters?
Sure, there is. I mentioned that I'm the vice chair of the Health and Human Services Committee. Some of the other committees that I've served on, and some of the accomplishments that I've been able to accomplish, is I'm on the Hope Opioid Task Force. There's just 2 county board members on this task force, which deals with obviously the opioid crisis. And certainly as a firefighter, longtime firefighter, paramedic, I've been on at least a half a dozen opioid deaths. I've been on dozens and dozens of resuscitations where we got the person back, and it's near and dear to my heart. And one of the things that I think is vital is earlier education. The community has been very sort of reactive, and we need to be a little more proactive. So I was able to secure $32,000 in opioid specific education for our middle schools that starts this school year. So I'm very proud of that. I'm on the emergency telephone system board, which doesn't mean a thing to you, but I was able to procure all new interoperable portable radios for every single firefighter and every single policeman in the county without raising anybody's taxes, which was a $26 million deal, which again, not glamorous, but certainly important to firefighters, public safety, and police officers. I've mentioned some of the things on the health and human services, taking care of our seniors, things like that. But the most important thing I want to say is about being any elected official. You have to be doing it for the right reasons. You can't be doing it for, ego, or you can't be doing it for the money. You can't be doing it for whatever power you think you might have. If you're doing it for the people you serve, you're going to be there for the right reasons, and you're going to do good things. So it's been nice to meet you guys. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. And my name is Greg Schwarze, so you can call or reach out anytime. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Schwarze.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you guys.